Please, 2nd Congressional District announcement. It's my pleasure to introduce the Mayor of Sun Prairie, John Murray.
Good morning. I'm John Murray, Mayor of City of Sun Prairie, and I want to start out by saying one thing. Welcome to Sun Prairie, and Jimmy the Groundhog was right. Thank you for being here for this exciting announcement. Our country is facing some of the most daunting challenges in its history. Whether it's the economic downturn, international hostility, or the inability of our federal government to balance its budget, the challenges are daunting. But it's times like these when leaders step up. Leaders like Chad Lee. Chad is the type of principled, dynamic leader we need to send out to Congress to tackle these daunting challenges. Chad has built a successful small business, a family, and he's built a reputation in his community and in this area as the type of person who gets things done. Wisconsin's 2nd Congressional District that we all live in here and our country is in desperate need of the type of experience and conviction that Chad offers. It is with great honor and great pleasure I introduce a good friend, a great leader, and the man that I believe will be our next congressperson from the 2nd Congressional District, Mr. Chad Lee.
Well, thank you, Mayor Murray. Thank you for your leadership here in Sun Prairie and everything you're doing around this county. Also want to point out Bill Clausius. Appreciate him being out today. And finally, I want to thank my wife for all her sacrifices over the last couple of years. It takes a special person to put up with their spouse running for Congress and for office in general. So let's give her a hand as well. Well, good morning. Isn't it great to be in Wisconsin today? Yeah! Sure is. Early spring. Well, my name's Chad Lee, and today it's my humble privilege to announce my candidacy for Wisconsin's 2nd Congressional District. You know, in 2010, we started down a path. Well, actually, it was kind of a hill. I guess you could call it a steep hill. But we made greater progress than anyone thought we could. More than anyone thought we could do as far as votes, as far as energy, anything of that nature. We well exceeded a lot of people's expectations. Well, this year we've got a new map, and it's a new campaign, and with your help, it's going to be a new day.
Yeah, that's right.
With your help, I'm not just going to run for Congress, I'm going to win. I have a message for those that would continue the tradition of failure and absence of leadership this district has come to accept. And I have a message for those who think that Congress is broken, that we're headed down the wrong path and that major changes are needed to bring us back from the brink. I have a message for those of you here today and for everyone else that is tired of the same results year in and year out, that this is the year we take back the 2nd District. For 12 years, this was considered a safe seat for reckless spending of the most extreme measures. No more. For 12 years, those of us that believed in using the Constitution as our guide to governance had no representation in Congress. Instead, we had an extreme, entrenched incumbent in our way. No more. Now is our time. Now is the time for we the people to take back this seat. You know, it seems like politicians every year say that this election cycle is the most important of our lifetimes. And in 2010, I said that, and I truly believed it. But as we walked through 2011 and entered the beginning of 2012, I'm looking around and I honestly believe that 2012 is the most important election cycle of our lifetimes. I want America to succeed, and for that to happen, as individual citizens must succeed. Unfortunately, Washington keeps telling us that we don't have what it takes to be successful. And the only way for us to succeed is to completely rely on government. But we know differently. We know that every person in the last 50 years who has relied on government to fix their problems is in the same exact place they were in half a century ago. Bigger government and higher taxes don't fix their problems. Their lives have been neutralized by the false promises of representatives who say, "Rely on us, we'll fix you, as long as you continue to vote for us." You can see this out of control spending the president proposed in his recent budget. Now, just think about these numbers. $3.7 trillion. That's total spending this year, which is 25% of GDP. That's the highest level since World War II. $8.7 trillion. That's total new spending by 2021. $26.3 trillion. That's total new debt. That's debt predicted over that same period of time. And $46 trillion total spending over the next decade. How could anyone afford that? Now is the time to change course from debt and spending, and I'm the candidate to do that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to be a debtor nation in China. We've got the greatest workforce in the world. Gas prices continue to skyrocket because the President and Congress refuse to adopt a meaningful energy policy. How much will Wisconsin families have to pay at the pump this summer? $5 a gallon? $6? I woke up this morning and I was reading that even on the West Coast right now, there are individuals and there are some gas stations that are already charging $5 a gallon. That's crazy. If elected, I will pursue a policy of energy independence so that our family budget isn't held hostage by foreign interests. When the leaders of this country make it impossible for a family to balance their own budget, what hope do we have that Congress can balance the federal budget? In 2010, I said yes to a balanced budget, and in 2012, I still believe that. If elected, my mandate will be first, to cut spending, second, to minimize growth of government, and finally, balance the budget. I have balanced budgets. I've created real private sector jobs, and I've made payrolls. I understand the difference between signing the front of a check and the back of a check, and I understand the ramifications of what happens when you don't balance budgets. That's how I live my life, and that's how I'll run this campaign. You know, as I've been driving around the district and introducing myself to the new counties that have been added to the map, meeting with voters across southern Wisconsin, I saw something interesting. I pulled into a Quick Trip to refill my car with gas, and you know, I put a few miles into the old Ford since 2010, but I saw a sticker on the gas pump, and the sticker said, "Dear voter, consider that in January 2009, the average price of gas was under $1.80 a gallon. Today, as I was coming into town, it was $3.65. Change you can believe in?" That stuck with me. I don't want to turn around in 2 or 3 years from now and see gas at $8 a gallon, $15 a gallon, or even more. I don't want to say if only I would have done more. And I didn't want this opportunity to come and go and look back and say, if only I would have done more. And I don't want any single person here or any single person listening today to say that either. You know, over the last 3 years, I spent countless hours traveling the district, meeting great people with fantastic ideas. And I believe this is the greatest state in the greatest country on earth, but it takes people like you and me to stand up when things are going in the wrong direction. I love this country, the freedoms we enjoy, and the American dream. And we've had tremendous opportunities, but we need to make sure that the next generation can enjoy them too. This morning we relaunched the website chadleeforcongress.com, and I ask all of you to get on that website sometime today or tomorrow, sign up, see how you can get involved. We need your help. So as we gather here today as Americans, let's take a stand together and say we've had enough. Let our voices be heard from Wisconsin all the way to Washington, D.C., because now is our time to get our country, our state, and our district back on track with common sense ideas. I'm Chad Lee, and with your help, I'm going to be your next congressman here in the 2nd District. Thank you. God bless. God bless Wisconsin, and God bless America. Thank you.